This is what happened when ISIS found girls of the Yazidi minority in Syria. They took them, they forced them to convert and become sex slaves, and if they refused, they would light them on fire in a cage, burn them to death, and make a spectacle out of everyone watching that this is what happens when they didn't want to convert to Islam. No one protested for the Yazidis. And the reason for that is really simple. It's because this is where we're at in modern society, where realistically, it's all fake. It's all propaganda. It's all a joke. No one actually cares about anything. The empathy of the West is weaponized propaganda. Some would go as far as to say, no Jews, no news. I would go as far as to say, when Islam is not the victim, it's somehow not news. I would go as far as to say it's more on that vein than the other one, but there's definitely an overlap. There's absolutely an overlap. So Trump and Bibi Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, did a meeting about a half an hour ago. It just ended. I waited for it to finish so that I could review it and analyze it, because realistically, Trump's changing the world. Of course, Hassan Piker is very upset because he doesn't want the war to end, because he actually wants more Palestinians to die so he can stand on their graves to clout farm, because that's essentially what everyone does. Again, to be clear, just want to make this clear. No one in the West cares about the Palestinians. Okay? I mean the leftoids. The leftoids don't care about the Palestinians. Every single Palestinian protest, just note that that shit is all a scam. All of it. Every single one of it. Not one person cares. You know how I know? Because 100,000 Christians were murdered in Nigeria and no one protested that. Because 400,000 people were killed in Yemen and no one cared. Because 650,000 people were killed in Syria. No one gave a fuck. Because 5.5 million people were killed in the Congo. Not a protest. But Palestine, wow, well, that's different. All right, the guys that started a war and are losing the war that they started and refuse to surrender, now that's something that we need to burn our cities to the ground for. So anyway, Cenk Uygur, all right, everyone's favorite fat man, decided to make a post. Israel says Palestine should never exist. Their government literally voted on this. But Israel also believes their right to exist is so expansive, it includes their right to take other people's land to form Greater Israel, which is this conspiracy theory that Israel wants to expand and conquer the entire Middle East and populate it with its population of 15 million people. Why would we support these racists? Now, I want to introduce you to a very interesting subset of the left in America. I call it the Islam left. Now, realistically, why would Islam be connected to the left? It's an interesting question that I'm sure a lot of people have asked. Now, the left, you have like the fucking gay-theists, and Islam is the opposite of that. They will kill you if you are a gay-theist. If you are gay or atheist, all right, they do not like you. So what happened and what created this unholy alliance? Well, the goal is the destruction of Western civilization, and I'll prove it. Because Cenk Uygur, leftist in America, Muslim, somehow only talks about Israel. Like, that's the main thing that matters to this fraud, this foreign agent. So, I just set the record straight. Palestinians, for the record, rejected 6 two-state solution offers. Right? He claims that Israel wants Palestine to not exist. Palestinians rejected 6 two-state solution offers, and by the way, this is only since 1967. All right? After they lost a war. You have to understand, they started a war trying to kill the Jews in 1948. The Jews won. They started a war trying to kill the Jews in 1967. The Jews won. After that, there were 6 two-state solution offers in 1993, 95, 2000, 2001, 2008, and 2020. They rejected all of them, and the reason is because they don't want 2 states. They want 1 state. They want from the river to the sea, because they refuse to accept Israel's existence. It's the absolute opposite. So, realistically, if you actually care about anything, that's where we're at. Inshallah, as they say in England. Also, fun fact, the Greater Israel conspiracy has no basis in reality. And also, I hope that Cenk Uygur is a good cardiologist because he's obese and that could be strainful on his heart. The thing is, you know all of this because you're Israel first. And you lie anyway because you assume the people that read this are too stupid to notice that you're a foreign agent. And that's where we're actually at. That's the reality of the situation. And everything I said, especially the heart attack cardiologist thing, is 100% accurate. But realistically, I'm going to get you up to speed on what's been going on. Because I actually have video evidence of that no one actually cares if, that it's not that Israel doesn't want Palestine to exist as much as Palestine doesn't want Israel to exist. So over here, England completely cucked. First of all, England has been publishing lots of articles about how cousin marriage should be more accepted in society. I want to make this very clear, all right? England is a conquered nation. They are fighting for their existence right now. So, this is a protest in England.
We want no Jews stay!
We don't want no two states, the Palestinian protest says. Palestine 48! Palestine 48. They just don't want Israel to exist. Remember they were always crying about two states? They were crying about genocide, two states. Turns out they don't care about any of that. They just want all the Jews to die. All right, it's actually pretty simple. It's almost like this battle versus Western civilization is a very real thing. Shooting up churches, shooting up synagogues. Please, dude. What are we fucking doing? What are we fucking doing, guys? So now, as you can see, when Israel was in the United Nations and gave his speech, as you can see, everyone walked out. So Netanyahu went to speak, and everyone walked out. No one even wanted to listen to him. Look at this. Clearly, the world has turned on Israel. The world has turned on Israel. Look at this. Look at this. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's leaving. Unbelievable. Now, there are 50-plus Muslim countries that essentially have a stranglehold on the United Nations, but that's probably irrelevant. Look at all of them leaving. Look at this. Oh, oopsie, I'm showing you the wrong video. This is the UN from last year. They do this every year. They just hate Israel. I'm really glad. Hope I tricked at least one or two of you in the audience. All right, I'm really glad. I hope I tricked one or two of you. They do this every single year because the UN wants the eradication of the West, which is why the UN will always come together with its Muslim majority and basically say, yo, actually Israel bad and actually United States bad. United States evil imperial dictatorship. They're all colonizers, unlike Islam. Islam has never colonized anything. So, I mean, that's where we're at today, ladies and gentlemen. So, I got you. So, this is a yearly thing. Now, this guy, also represented in the UN, he goes by the name Jolani. He is a ex-ISIS terrorist that is currently in charge of Syria because he massacred and overthrew the old regime and is currently doing his absolute best to do an actual genocide of Christians and Druze minorities in Syria. So, this ISIS terrorist... he trimmed his beard, he got a haircut, and now he got a standing ovation in the United Nations. It's fucking conquered. Now, we are at a war of Western civilization. Now, interestingly enough, this, as you can see, is a pie chart, which, I mean, literally who fucking cares, because it's a pie chart. Pie charts don't really mean anything. But it just goes to show, Jews are a very small population, all right, in the United States. This is the anti-Jewish hate crimes in the U.S. That's pretty crazy. Now, obviously, this chart is biased as fuck because you can never trust a pie chart, literally ever. The point is there's a lot. I can tell you firsthand that there's a lot because I know firsthand people that have been hate crimed. 2024. Holy shit, what's going on? From vandalism to assault, and it's everywhere. It really is everywhere. And they make believe that it's, we're fighting against the Zionists. Yeah, they're not actually fighting against the Zionists. This is what happened this week. Students in Argentina chanted, "Today we burn the Jews," during their senior graduation trip. In Thailand, a customer at a Turkish restaurant harassed a group of Israelis, called them big-nosed bitches. In France, a Jewish man wearing a kippah was violently beaten in the street on Saturday, on Shabbat. His attacker shouted, "Dirty Jew, we're going to kill you," before assaulting him. Not arrested, by the way. The guy was not arrested because France, once again, is a conquered nation. Inshallah, as we say in France. In Turkey, Orthodox Jews were shoved and humiliated at an airport. Bystanders applauded. Again, this has nothing to do with Zionism, nothing to do with Israel, nothing to do with genocide. All right, these are just, radical Islam people that don't seem somehow like Jews or something. The UK anti-Semitic doctor avoided suspension, was allowed to keep treating patients. The Gaza flotilla from Greta Thunberg claimed that women raped on October 7th was a hoax, and that they were actually treated well by the Hamas terrorists. Italy, the Israel Premier Tech, a cycling team was excluded from for public safety reasons for cycling. In Australia, a 66-year-old Jewish man was attacked on a train by two assailants, including a 16-year-old who threatened him with a knife, shouting anti-Semitic slurs. Germany, a 24-year-old Jewish man wearing a Star of David necklace was assaulted on a train. Attacker tried to drag him off and kicked him repeatedly. In France, Franco-Iranian man's car was completely vandalized with anti-Semitic graffiti because he left a small Israeli flag inside. England, Jewish Israeli DJ Roy Perez was cancelled from an event because of his background. No one cared that he raised money for Palestinians. He created safe spaces for Israelis and Palestinians. None of that mattered. He was Jewish. The Kick streamer told 145,000 followers, "Kill all the Jews." I showed that in a previous video. Whatever. Like, if we're including the internet. Holy shit. Hassan Piker says, Jews should be treated like, shouldn't be allowed to walk your dog. Right? Germany, a pizzeria put up a sign saying Israelis are not welcome until they decide to open their eyes and ears and hearts, blah, blah, blah. In other words, no Jews allowed in a pizzeria in Germany. Damn. I thought Germany changed or something. UK, Free Palestine supporter tattooed 135633, the Auschwitz number of a Holocaust survivor, on his arm, framed by an outline of Gaza. No one thought this was a weird thing. This was this week. This was this week. So, realistically, I'm not even blaming the, the dominant culture in any of these places, because it's not about the dominant culture. It's about the culture that's trying to dominate. It's very obvious that there is actually a war against Western civilization. This all happened this week, okay? This week. And I could list you more off the top of my head. This was all just in Europe. All right, I could literally list you off the top of my head stuff that happened in the United States, in Canada. Someone in Montreal just assaulted a Jewish man and was let out by the cops because he was mentally ill, so we should let him back out onto the public. Dude, this is everywhere. Civilization 8, the new jihad or something. I don't know. It's almost like it's an excuse. Now, this was breaking news today. Hamas shot rockets at Israel, right? Hamas, the people that apparently don't have food. And they exploded on their own people in Gaza and killed their own people. But let's not forget that they're fighting for Palestinians or something. No, they're not. They're not fighting for Palestinians. Actually, they're letting their people die and they refuse to surrender. And of course, that's where we're at. So I'm really glad that we're on the same page. I'm really glad that we're understanding the context, the social context. And of course, there is a war in Gaza with many people, unfortunately, dying. Some fortunately, the terrorists. Some unfortunately, the civilians and the children. But, that is kind of where we're at in modern society, thanks for the read leaflet. So, Trump and Netanyahu got together, they did a meeting, and apparently they have a peace strategy. So, lock in, boys and girl. I'm gonna keep you up to date, all right? I am fully dedicated. Deuce Vault, baby. Deuce Vault. God wills it, all right? I am fully on Team Crusader at this. Okay, maybe not fully on Team Crusader. All right, listen, I don't want to get like that many death threats. All right, listen. I see what happens to Pete Hegseth because he has a tattoo of a cross. All right, listen. But hey, Deuce Vault, ladies and gentlemen, Deuce Vault. We're fighting for the West right now. Anyway,
of the state of Israel.
All right, let's see what we got. Now, remember. Obviously, Hassan Piker is mad this is happening. You're right. Understand what we're dealing with. The leftists that have been screaming and screeching and crying and shitting and coming about Palestine, they do not want peace. They don't. The moment there's peace, they can stop standing on the corpses of Palestinians to say, look how bad Israel is for killing them, and look how bad America is for being an ally of Israel. All right, that's where we're at, man. All right, you have to understand exactly what's doing. You understand what's going on. All right, let's see. Orange Trump.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Bro, he's not very loud.
So this is a big day, a beautiful day, potentially
Beautiful day.
one of the great days ever in civilization.
Today, every day is the greatest day ever. Now, that is the way I try to live my life as well. I wake up in the morning, and every day is the best day. Yeah, Trump's getting older. You can tell he's getting older. All right, hell yeah. Let me see if I can find a better source for this footage. This is the official White House. They can't figure out volume. Bro, they fire Elon Musk, everything goes to shit. It's unbelievable. Trump, Netanyahu. Yeah. All right, what do we got? Press conference. Hello. Where's the press conference? All right, here we go.
What they have to say at this joint press conference.
Thank you very much, everybody.
You're welcome, Mr. President.
So this is a big day, a beautiful day, potentially one of the great days ever in civilization. Things that have been going on for hundreds of years and thousands of years. We're going to, at least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close. And I want to thank Bibi for really getting in there and doing the job.
I feel like Bibi does more conferences to the American people than the Israeli people. Bro's here all the time, man. Bro needs to get a room. Oh, God. All the people that say that Israel controls America, bro, they would absolutely love it if Bibi got a room in the White House. That's what I'm saying. All those guys, oh, hell yeah, dude.
We worked well together, as we have with many other countries, both of us, with many other countries, which is the only way this whole situation gets solved. And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza.
Oh, shit.
The whole deal.
Oh, shit.
Everything getting solved. It's called peace in the Middle East.
If the orange bastard could pull that shit off, he will go down as the greatest president in the history of the United States. Bush sends the military into fucking, Iraq, and this dude just makes some sort of lasting peace deal, potentially? Don't worry, they're gonna still say it's fascism. Ah, that fascist made peace between the war-torn countries in the Middle East. Ah, that fascist.
So today
yeah, this is like end times shit, man.
Is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and I have just concluded.
By the way, apparently Trump forced Netanyahu to call the people in Qatar to apologize for striking the Hamas leaders on their soil. But again, obviously, Netanyahu controls Trump, and it was all a five-head plan. Netanyahu, with his mind control abilities, control Trump to force him to apologize to the Qatar people. You see, it's all part of the plan to trick the people. It's all part of the plan.
An important meeting on many vital issues, including Iran, trade, the expansion of the Abraham Accords.
Bro pronounced it Abraham. The Jewification of Trump is complete. It's complete. We have fully Jewified the Orange Man.
And most importantly, we discussed how to end the war in Gaza, but it's just a part of the bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East. And let's call it eternal peace in the Middle East. So this is...
I'll be honest, I'm not holding my breath. All right, eternal peace in the Middle East, that was supposed to happen a lot of times. All right, for all those who are unaware, Israel controlled and owned Gaza from 1967 to 2005. They gave Gaza to the Palestinians as like a peace offering, to be like, yo, ho, 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 why don't you take Gaza and make it something beautiful? We'll even give it to you full of greenhouses and beautiful places that can help generate your food and power. As a show of defiance, they burnt their own greenhouses to the ground, and since 2005 shot 30,000 missiles into Israeli civilian cities. So obviously things did not go as planned.
Far more than anybody expected, but the level of support that I've had from the nations in the Middle East and surrounding Israel and neighbors of Israel has been incredible.
All right, let's go.
Every single one of them. This afternoon, after extensive consultation with our friends and partners throughout the region, I'm formally releasing our principles for peace, which people have really liked, I must say. And these are done, not just routinely done, these are done with total consideration and working with the nations that we're talking about, or if these nations have made contributions to those suggestions. I want to thank the leaders of many Arab and Muslim nations for their tremendous support. And
on behalf of the leaders from the Arab and Muslim nations, I accept your gratitude, and I say you're welcome.
Developing the proposal.
Don't worry, I got you guys. I got you, Mohammed's Anonymous. I got you. You don't want to say it out loud, but I got you back.
With many of our allies in Europe. Europe has been very much involved.
Europe, my favorite Islamic nation. Inshallah, as they say in England. Did you know they want first cousins to start getting married in England? This is a real thing. People in my chat thought I was joking, but this is a real thing. They're trying to push that shit. I wonder why. It's probably a coincidence. You really think I'm joking? People in my chat thought I was actually kidding. The Telegraph. First cousin marriage has benefits, says NHS guidance, despite birth defect risk. Despite the, birth defect risk, we should really start fucking our cousins, guys. Let's do it. Guys, there is no replacement of white people happening in England. Also, fuck your cousins. Yep.
And as I was called by many of the European leaders, most of them saying, is this true? Are you really doing peace in the Middle East? This is the most incredible thing we've heard. Some think it's the biggest thing they've ever heard.
I didn't say it. They said it. They said, Mr. President, you did the biggest thing ever. I know. I'm aware.
They called just to find out, was it just a rumor or is it actually done? And then they said, have you spoken to the Arab leaders? Have you spoken to all of the other leaders that we have to get? A lot of people involved in this one.
Dude, this could be crazy.
I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen.
Get a cough drop whoever's operating the fucking Fox News remote.
So many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region. And I want to just say that my meetings and dialogue that we have...
Mr. Netanyahu, Netanyahu, I wanted to thank you. I know you left a building in Gaza. That was very generous. That was very generous of you, Mr. Netanyahu.
Had with so many countries, Saudi Arabia as an example. The king is a phenomenal person.
Guys, people are going to watch this video. This is going to be like my first video that they watch, and they're going to see me making jokes about everything, and they'll be like, wow, Nux is just some hateful guy. First of all, true. Second of all, I don't have a shred of hate in my body, and I make fun of everything, especially retards. So if you don't like that, you should probably leave.
The Emir of Qatar, he's incredible people.
Abu
UAE,
Bakar,
and that's MBZ and ABZ. We're totally involved. These are the people that we've been dealing with and who've been actually very much involved in this negotiation, giving us ideas, things they can live with, things they can't live with. Pretty complex. I mean, after 2,000, 3,000 years, whatever it is, I guess it's got to be a little complex, or it would have been done a long time ago. The King of Jordan was with us.
You know why this is such a complex peace treaty? I think people are unaware. Do you understand why it's incredibly difficult to make peace with Hamas? I'll explain. I actually have a really good explanation for you. You're probably not going to be aware of this, so I'm going to put this out there. Do you know how wars end? Historically. Do you know how every single war in the history of warfare had ever ended? One of two ways. You wipe out the enemy, or they surrender. Those are the only two ways wars ever end. If not for any of those, the war would not end. All right? Either they die, or they surrender. In fact, World War II, Japan got hit by 2 nukes, then they surrendered. Germany got bombed to oblivion, then they surrendered. Now, why don't the suicidal death cult terrorists that fucking suicide bomb people, why don't they surrender? Well, it's because they want to die. Because they are more than happy to die for their cause and use their deaths to do this shit. So yes, it turns out, no, that doesn't happen. You're welcome.
As you know, in the United Nations, the president of Turkey, President Erdogan, is a friend of mine, a strong man, but a good man. President of Indonesia, somebody who's an amazing leader. Prabowo, he is an amazing leader and respected by
Trump is really aging. I really hope he's okay. Like you could tell. Like he's working hard, but damn.
Everybody. He was in the room with us. We were together with most of these people that I'm mentioning. Others were by phone or the next day. The Prime Minister and the Field Marshal of Pakistan, they were with us right from the beginning. Incredible. In fact, they just put out a statement that they fully believe in this pact. It just came out just as I was walking around. They said, sir, you have a big notice from the Prime Minister of Pakistan and from the Field Marshal that they back this 100%.
Based. All right.
President El-Sisi of Egypt, who's terrific.
I wonder what they're going to do if they refuse, because you have to understand. You have to understand the reality of the situation. Israel has always said they need 2 things. They said this literally from day one. They said they need all the hostages back, as they should. Like literally, why should they give up a war and leave their people as prisoners underground to be tortured in Gaza? So they want their people back. That's 1, and 2. They don't want Hamas in power. They don't want Hamas there in power with weapons to continue bombing Israel, which makes sense also. You know, literally stop doing terrorist attacks and also give us our people back. Like these were the dual goals. I hope Hamas actually agrees, because these, like, you don't understand, man. More and more people are gonna die, and it's really on Hamas's shoulders.
And these are people I've gotten to know over the years. I mean, I would say it started around 2015. And then went into 2016 when the presidency officially began. But I've known him actually for a long time, and there are many cases really great men. I can't say in all cases, but I will tell you in many cases they're great men, and some great women too. They tend to be mostly men, however, I will say that. But if accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately. But in no case more than 72 hours.
Every single one. No drips and drabs. No 1 hostage. No 2.5 hostages. No, we're not doing that. No, all of them. It's over. I feel like we've done this so many times, and they keep rejecting it because they want an endless war, an endless conflict, that they could drum up the Palestine supporters around the world. Like, dude, that's what they say.
So the hostages are coming back, and I hate even saying this from the standpoint, doesn't sound right, but it is so important to the parents. The bodies of the young men, I believe in almost all cases, the young men are coming back immediately. I met with parents. The parents felt as strongly about getting the body of their dead boy back as they did as though the boy were alive and well.
Dude, their kid was kidnapped, tortured to death. Like, they want to bury him, you know? Like, I feel like that makes sense.
It's so important to them. And it means the immediate end to the war itself, not
Yo, please, oh, please, God, dude. Oh, my God, end the war. No ceasefires. Dude, if you would have said ceasefire, I would have freaked out. No ceasefires, end, over, please.
It's the war itself. Under the plan, Arab and Muslim countries have committed, and in writing in many cases, but I actually would take their word for it. The people I mentioned, I'd take their word for it, to demilitarize Gaza, and that's quickly.
All right.
Decommission the military capabilities of Hamas and all other terror organizations.
That's right. That's the plan.
Do that immediately.
That's the plan. That's what you got to do. That's what had to happen since day one. Just to be clear, this could have happened day one. Hamas could have surrendered, and the hostages could have come home, and this war could have ended the day after. It could have they could have done this on day one. All they did was essentially use their people as human shields for 2 years. 2 years to stand on the corpses of their people to, I guess to win a PR war against Israel. They never had any chance of actual victory.
And we're relying on the countries that I named and others to deal with Hamas. And I'm hearing that Hamas wants to get this done too.
All right.
It's a good thing. And destroy all terror infrastructure, including the tunnels, weapons of production facilities. They have a lot of production facilities that we're destroying.
That's right.
They'll also help train local police forces in the areas that we're discussing right now, in particular in and around Gaza, working with the new transitional authority in Gaza. All parties will agree on a timeline for Israeli forces to withdraw in phases. They'll be withdrawing in phases.
All right.
No more.
Dude, you can't say that Trump doesn't want peace. Like, you cannot say that this man doesn't want peace. Biden refused to do something like this, for the record. Paper Bag Boy, thanks for 5 subs.
Shooting, hopefully, as progress is made toward achieving these goals. Arab and Muslim nations need to be allowed the chance to fulfill these commitments of dealing with Hamas. They have to deal with them because they were the one group that we have not dealt with. I haven't dealt with them. But the Arab countries are going to, and Muslim countries are going to be dealing with Hamas, and I believe they've already been there. I think they probably have an understanding, and they haven't maybe mentioned that, but I would imagine they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone as far as they've gone. If they're unable to do so, then Israel would have the absolute right and actually our full backing, the U.S. full backing. Marco's here.
The ultimatum.
A lot of our leaders are here. Our great Vice President, Susie Wiles,
JD,
Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. They've been so involved in this
Jared Kushner
in this process. I don't think anybody else could have done it, or even.
Yeah, his son-in-law's here. Everyone's here. Holy shit, he really gathered the troops. He brought his son-in-law, JD. Actual all-star cast.
Even come close, but it's we're right there. We're right there. First time in thousands of years, I think you can probably say.
Honestly,
if you really
not even wrong.
Into it, if you study back, if you're a scholar.
Can you imagine peace in the Middle East? I've never even conceived of such a thing.
You would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full.
Like, dude, people don't study history, but like, you don't understand. The Mufti of like the British mandated Palestine territories made a deal with Hitler to kill Jews. Like, he met up with Hitler. All right? Like, actual, the mustache guy. Like, dude, this is a old conflict. Oh my God.
Back in to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace.
Oh my God.
And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it.
Oh shit.
But
all the Arab nations, Israel, America, everyone. By the way, can I just take this moment to say fuck you to the UN? The UN did none of this. All right. All it took was an 80-year-old orange man in the United States, which, by the way, all right, us here in the US, we are busy as fuck with our own issues. All right. But it took this guy, it took Trump to do this. What was the United Nations doing? The Gaza flotilla? Right? Greta Thunberg really saved the world here. And it took this guy to do it. It took us, America, the only nation that actually wants to actually solve shit, it seems. On the planet, for the record.
I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, BB, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
What is that?
Everyone understands that
he doesn't want to say it out loud. He's basically saying if Hamas doesn't accept the terms of this in 72 hours, you have the right to obliterate Gaza. That's basically what he's saying, right? Not to mince words. That is basically what he just said. Like, he said before you could bomb them, right? But he has never said, like, just end it, bro. Like, dude, they'll never surrender, and Israel wants their people back. I'm so frustrated with how perverted the world got with the twisting of terminology. The word genocide doesn't mean anything anymore, thanks to the left, by the way. All right? Like, dude, the word genocide means nothing. Like, they're out here trying to get their people back and stop the people that are trying to kill them, right? Realistically. Yes, there are casualties. Yes, it's a tragedy that civilians are dying. It really is. But, like, dude.
the ultimate result must be the elimination of any danger.
That's right.
Posed in the region. And the danger is caused by Hamas. The tyranny of terror has to end. And this is, again, something that we're looking for. This is eternity. This is...
Dude, someone in my chat just said, well, maybe genocide, maybe... No, dude, they call kicking men out of women's bathrooms a trans genocide. The word means nothing.
For forever. To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it. The Board of Peace. Sort of a...
He has great names. All of the names, they're all good. The Board of Peace. Yes, okay, all right.
Beautiful name, the Board.
Beautiful name, big and beautiful
of Peace,
name.
which will be headed, not at my request, believe me.
Oh,
I'm very busy. But we have to make sure this works.
There is no way. He's actually taking over. Like, dude, he said this like as a joke. He's actually taking over.
The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this, so it would be headed by a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want.
There is no way. There is no way. He's in charge of Gaza. Part of this this is insane. This is crazy. American Empire! No, dude, that's insane, bro. First things first, in all of Gaza, no pregnant women will be taking Tylenol. Wow, dude, holy shit.
I want some extra work to do, but
oh my God.
It's so important.
Trump Hotel, Trump Gaza, this is crazy, dude. It's like, you can't have it. This is like what happens when, like, two kids are fighting over a toy and the parents just take the toy away. It's like, it's my toy now. Holy shit.
I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right, and we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the...
The liberals, bro, they're going to lose their mind. Bro, they were screaming fascism, and he just took Gaza. Well, first they have to accept it.
The UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, good man, very good man, and some others. And they'll be named over the next few days.
All right.
And it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if that had anything to do.
Yeah, America does the legwork, and everyone in Europe wants credit. Dude, every single fucking retard in Europe that was like sitting there chanting, Palestinians need a state and we need to make a stand. I'll have you note, not a single one of them actually helped a single Palestinian. This guy, Trump, Orange Man, he did. All right? Because this is all performative bullshit. Unbelievable performative garbage and virtue signaling.
They named me and everybody else wanted to be on it. I guess they figure, well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to deal with. Working with the World Bank and others, it will be responsible for recruiting and training a new government that will be made up of Palestinians along with highly qualified experts.
The new government of Gaza, we will choose people from all walks of life. All walks of life will be there, controlling Gaza, headed by the dual prime ministers of Gaza, Hassan Piker and Ben Shapiro. They will join forces. They will decide what's best for the people. Right? Bilaterally.
Experts from all around the world. Hamas and other terrorist factions will play no role in.
We have decided to make Nicolas Fuentes in charge of Gaza. Yep, that's what we're doing. Sorry.
The board, but they'll play no role in the governance of Gaza at all, directly or indirectly. As you know, thousands of Hamas leaders have been killed and soldiers have been killed. And we can never forget October 7th, but thousands have paid the price for that. And now it's time to get our hostages back and get back to
Yes, sir.
Trying to build something that's really great and very important. In our meeting today, Prime Minister Netanyahu was very clear about his opposition
The new face of Gaza,
to a Palestinian state.
Pascal.
And he continuously mentions October 7th, and I understand that. Most people do. And I understand and respect his position on many things.
Every decision made in Gaza will be debated on Piers Morgan Uncensored, the #1 show for rage baiting and getting retards on both sides to fight each other vigorously and come to no conclusions. Piers Morgan Uncensored will become the new government of Gaza.
But what he's doing today is so good for Israel. And I noticed that they have large crowds gathering in Israel all the time, and they have my name up. They like me for whatever reason, Bibi, I don't know, but they do like me.
I don't think people understand how much Trump is loved in Israel. Look, man, I've been to Israel many times. There are posters of Trump on all the highways. You don't understand. You do not understand how much Israelis love Trump. They like Trump more than they like Netanyahu, by the way, for the record, in case you were curious. They love this guy.
But they say two things. Please get the hostages back and please end the war.
Yep.
They've had it. It's had it. So I think it's a very popular thing you do because he's a warrior. He doesn't know about getting back to a normal way of life, but he is a warrior, and Israel's lucky to have him. But now the people want to get back to peace. They want to get back to normalization in a true sense. Several countries.
Why do American Jews not like Trump as much? All right, I think people don't understand something very realistic, okay? Jews are not a hive mind. As much as we wish we were a hive mind sometimes. Jews are not a hive mind. All right, the woke Jews, those guys, the woke Jews are like, they are doing their absolute best. Their absolute best to prove Nick Fuentes right. All right, they are trying so hard to prove him right. All right, they wake up and they're like, how can we prove Nick Fuentes right? How can we prove him right? Then they devise their entire day over how to get the anti-Semites ammunition. That's their strategy. They wake up and they decide that's what we're doing. Yeah, no, obviously I'm exaggerating, but there are two sides to every coin.
Countries have foolishly recognized the Palestinian state. As you know, some of our European friends, allies, good people, but they're really, I think, doing that because they're very tired of what's going on for so many decades. They've been presidents and prime ministers for years, and during this time, having to do with the Middle East, all they're doing is talking about the same thing over and over. They want to see it get back. And nobody wants that more than me, or I believe Bibi too. But the people of Israel want it. They really want it. They want the hostages back.
Yeah, that's what people
That
want.
includes the probably 32 bodies that we're talking about, 20 people.
Dude, in Israel, they just want the hostages back. They want Hamas gone. And they're like, listen, we want our people back. We want to stop getting killed. And I'm sorry that you're using civilians as human shields, but that's really not our problem. That's the perspective of, I think, like the majority in Israel. It's like, listen, you're using human shields to stop us from protecting ourselves, and I'm sorry, but fuck you. That I think is the like overwhelming perspective in Israel.
That are living, 32 or so people that are dead, and they want to have peace. So let us not forget how we got here. Hamas was elected by the Palestinian people. Israel withdrew from Gaza thinking they would live in peace. Remember that a long time ago?
For the record, 95% of Gaza elected Hamas, the terrorist organization. They were originally elected by the Palestinians in Gaza as a militant group to fight and resist against Israel. Now, then they became a tyrannical dictatorship that murdered their own people, but they were originally elected.
So they withdrew. They said, you take it. This is our contribution to peace. But that didn't work out.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. It was the opposite of peace. They pulled away. They let them have it. And I never forgot that because I said, that doesn't sound like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
As a real estate person, I mean, they gave up the ocean, right? Ron?
And by the way, this will never happen again. Like, I think people don't understand. They tried to make so many two-state solutions in Israel. They tried so often to give Palestinians a state and stuff. They gave Gaza to them. They really tried. They were like, our bar is, we don't want you to kill all the Jews. All right, that's our bar. All right, we live here. It's our homeland. We don't want you to kill us. All right, past that, we're trying, and it did not work. It did not work, and they will never try it again.
Gave up the ocean. They said, who would do this deal? And it still didn't work out. They were very generous, actually. And they gave up the most magnificent piece of land in many ways in the Middle East. And they said, all we want to do now is have peace. And
they tried.
That request was not honored. Instead of building a better life for the Palestinians, Hamas diverted resources to build over 400 miles of tunnels and terror infrastructure.
Yep. Funded by us, by the way. Us Americans, our taxpayer dollars were going to USAID that funded Hamas terror tunnels. Millions and millions of American taxpayer dollars going to Hamas tunnels, ladies and gentlemen.
Production facilities and hid their military command posts and launch sites in hospitals, schools, and mosques. So if you went after them, you'd be after them, and you wouldn't even realize you ended up knocking out a hospital or school or a mosque.
That they set it up on purpose because they wanted to maximize civilian damage. That was their goal. Their stated goal. They made it very, very clear. All right, listen, man. They interviewed mothers in Gaza, and mothers said, "I birthed 5 martyrs," like proudly, you know. And it's like, yo, lady, your kid is 6 years old. What do you mean by that? It's pretty fucking diabolical.
That terrible thing, terrible way to have to fight. No fight is good, but that's a real bad one. So there are many Palestinians who wish to live in peace. Many. Yeah. I've seen so many of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And they have support. And I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them. We're giving them responsibility for their destiny, fully condemn and prohibit terrorism and earn their way to a brighter future. They don't want the life that they've had. They've had a rough life with Hamas.
Hassan is saying that Israel controls America, forcing America to make peace. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I can't deal with these retards. It's like, none of them care about the Palestinians. Am I the only one that's noticing that all the fucking virtue signalers don't actually give a shit? Like, I sound like the bad guy when I say it, but that is what they don't care. They do not care. Okay? They don't care at all.
If the Palestinian Authority does not complete the reforms that I laid out in my vision,
they'd be like, yeah, I support Hamas, Piker. I support Hamas. I support Hamas. I support Hamas, the people that started a war that they didn't have to start, that refused to end a war that they could have ended, that use human shields, that killed their own people. Bro, yeah, of course I support them. Resistance is important. Are you retarded?
for peace in 2020, They'll have only themselves to blame. We're giving them an amazing footprint, and they have amazing support from the leaders of the Arab world. And
how many bomb shelters in Gaza? I don't know if you're asking me a gotcha question, but there is 400 miles of terror tunnels under Gaza, longer than the London Underground, of tunnels. They do not let a single civilian into those tunnels because they want to maximize civilian damage. They actually do want to maximize civilian death. That's their goal. But, like, dude, if you look at the numbers of deaths in Gaza, and this is going to be a shock to you, you will notice that over the last 2 years, the death toll is all killed by Israel. Not a single one killed by Hamas, even though we have videos of Hamas killing their own people. Not a single one of them dying of old age or of disease. You know why? Because every single one that dies is someone that Hamas could use as a propaganda war against Israel. That's the goal.
Muslim world, the great leaders. These are great leaders. These are unbelievable leaders that have built great countries and very wealthy countries.
True. No, dude, the United Arab Emirates, they've been cooking. They became like an actual powerful, beautiful nation. They're cooking. They're trying their best. And nothing but respect to people that want to evolve from rather barbaric ways. That sounds great, actually.
Future holds for the Palestinians, no one really knows, but the plan that we put forward today is focused on ending the war immediately, getting all of our hostages back, getting everything back. Hard to believe when you even say it, and creating conditions for durable Israeli security and Palestinian success. Israeli security is going to be involved. We're going to help you. We'll be there with you in terms of helping with security. We want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't be a shot fired. Now, there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be. But
well, of course it is, because the number one group of people that doesn't want this war to end are the pro-Palestine people. Dude, people are so blind and so not willing to recognize that another perspective exists. The pro-Palestine people, what are they going to complain about? How are they going to fight against, American imperialism if they can't use the dead Palestinians as their platform to stand and scream on? You don't understand. Why do you think there are Palestine marches in America? You think they're trying to save Gaza? Do you think that even shifted the needle one iota? Of course not. It's because it's all about converting younger generations, ideally college kids, to this perspective of America bad. That's the goal. The goal is destruction of the West. Donut Operator, thanks for the raid. I hope you're doing well, man. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. They hate us. They hate the West. They want to destroy it. And it's not like a complicated math question if you think about it for a second.
They shouldn't have to be within a few days. They shouldn't have to be a shot fired. And maybe for eternity. Wouldn't that be nice? I hope it's true.
Yeah, just calling it, there will be shots fired. But anyway.
I can tell you the leadership of that region feels that there's a good chance of it being true. So this will lead to this agreement that we're talking about will lead to a sustainable long-term peace. No president in history has been a greater friend of the state of Israel than I have, in addition to negotiating the Abraham Accords. I like to say it that way.
Thanks for the paper bag boy 5 subs. All right, why does he say it that way? Hold on.
Negotiating the
Abraham
Bro,
it's crazy that he pronounces it that way.
I like to say it that way because the real people, that's what they call Abraham.
He's such a goofball. Oh my God. In America, we call him Abraham. In Israel, they call him Avraham. The Arabs, they call him Ibrahim. I've created a combo. I have created the combo Abraham. Yes, sir. That's it, baby. The real people. I don't know what that is. Jewish pronunciation is Avraham. He goes Abraham, which is like a mix between all of them.
I would say Abraham. But it's so much nicer when you say Abraham.
All right, we take it. All right.
So much more elegant.
It's pretty elegant, he's right.
But the Abraham Accords, they're amazing.
Everyone's favorite president, Abraham Lincoln.
Jared, you did that along with your group of geniuses, and nobody thought that could be done. We have 4 countries, and Sleepy Joe Biden didn't do a thing. He didn't even know what the hell they were. He should have had him full up. But
Hassan Piker is probably celebrating that Trump is the president of the United States. He's trying to save the Palestinians. This is literally the best day for every retard on the left that makes believe they care. Yeah, I'm done with the games. Have you noticed? I literally have no fucks left to give these people.
I think this will also lead to packing them. And who knows, maybe even Iran can get in there. I hope. We expect.
All right,
we hope we're going to be able to get along with
we'll see.
Iran. I think they're going to be open to it. I really believe that. But they could be a member. I long ago said, I'll bet you at some point Iran will be a member of the Accords. And little did I realize it was going to take this turn. That was some turn we did with the B-2s.
Oh, that was a turn.
But
no one saw that coming.
I think
especially not Iran. Oh my God. That was a surprise. No one expected B-2 bombers.
Might very well be there. It's a great thing for them. Economically, I recognize the eternal capital.
You say Palestine, I say Abraham. We are not the same.
Of Israel. I opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. That was something that everyone said would never be done, could never be done. Virtually every president
everyone promised it. Everyone promised it. No one actually did it. Trump was like, fuck it, I promise it, I'll do it. True?
Many years, for decades, would campaign on making Jerusalem the capital of Israel. They campaigned on it all.
I mean, Jerusalem was always the capital of Israel. It was just more about moving the embassy there.
Over and over. Is that right, Steve? Is that right? Everyone, and when they got to it, and I understand why now, because it was so... When I got to office, I campaigned on it too. I said, we're going to make it. And then I'd get calls from the leaders of various countries saying, please don't do it. Please don't do it. It'll end the whole world. Please don't do it. And finally, I just didn't say anything.
And by the way, in case you were unaware, I've seen the embassy, all right? It has a massive, massive plaque on it saying, thank you, Donald Trump. For the record, massive plaque, just in case you were curious.
And I did it. People were calling me before I did it because they heard I was going to do it. And leaders of...
I'm telling you, he told them to do that, by the way. There's no way. He likes his name everywhere.
Countries were calling me, and I think it was on a Thursday that I did it. And they'd call me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3-4 times a day. And I said, tell them I'll call them back on Friday. And I announced it on Thursday. And I called them back, the biggest people in the world. And they said,
my God.
You've done it. I said, done what? You've made the capital of Israel, Jerusalem, and we wanted to talk yet. I wish you called me a little sooner. Maybe I could have done something about it.
There's no way.
So that was a lot easier than getting into an argument, because I knew what they were calling about. And you know what? It turned out to be amazing. Everybody thought it was going to...
And by the way, a lot of other countries followed him after he did it. Yeah, this is what it looks like. This is the embassy. Big fucking... Like, this is not a sticker, okay? This is engraved into the wall. And for generations, this will be carved out of the wall of the embassy, you know? Donald J. Trump, president. You know what I'm saying? He likes his name on things, I've noticed.
Lead to the end of the world, right? The end of the world, Ron. That's what they said. It didn't lead to anything. It just led to something that I promised, and something that was very, very popular for Jewish people and a lot of other people, too. I recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and I cut taxpayer funding to the corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency. And United Nations was interesting because, as you know, a few days ago, they introduced me. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. I'm looking at my teleprompter, and the thing was dead, stone cold.
Did I tell you he was going to mention this again? There's no way. He doesn't forget. This is an 80-year-old man. 80-year-old man. He does not forget. I went to the United Nations and they turned off the escalator. They tried to kill me. The jagged edges of the escalator, I could have tripped and fallen, but I am rock solid. I was holding onto the guardrail and it prevented me from falling. I was that close from smashing my head against the sharp, jagged edges of the escalator. This is attempted murder. He's never going to forget.
The things up here. I have a long, beautiful speech to make.
Yeah, so I made this joke in my video on the UN, which, by the way, was an amazing video. I did a professional job shitting on the UN as intended. See, I am not a politician. I'm not Trump, so therefore I have the right to go fucking balls to the walls, ass blast everyone that I think deserves it, all right? They turned off the teleprompters to a generational shit talker. A generational shit talker. The biggest shit talker probably in the world. And they decided to turn off the teleprompters. He was supposed to speak for 15 minutes, and this motherfucker rambled for an hour. And he goes and like, what? You all don't do anything. I don't understand. I'm looking at all of you. I call India and Pakistan for their war. And I'm like, did you speak to the UN? They said, no. I said, what are you doing? What do these people even do? And he fucking killed them. The wrong play.
I'm back 30 feet back, and I'm saying, they're introducing me. There's nothing on my teleprompter. So, but I made a speech. I actually got good
reviews.
marks. You think Biden could have done that? I don't think so. I don't think he could have done that. I don't think too many people could have done it. But actually, it was actually more of a speech from my heart.
That's true. That speech from his heart. He fucking shit down the open mouths of all the people in the United Nations.
I think it was maybe better in certain ways because it was from the heart. Yeah, sure. It has to be from the heart. Otherwise, you're in big trouble.
They thought they locked me in here with them, but they were locked in there with me.
But I cut taxpayer funding for that very corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and nobody thought
defund the whole thing.
That would be done, and withdrew from the horrible Iran nuclear deal that was imposed upon Israel by Barack Hussein Obama and Biden. And I don't think Biden knew anything about it. I don't think he knows anything about it now, actually, if you ask him.
This is what he has in
what is that?
Oh.
And we obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity, making it impossible for them to have a nuclear weapon, which they would have had probably in about 2 months from then.
Yep, true.
But I've never asked Israel to compromise its security, but we had big, strong talk. Nobody's been better to Israel. No president's been better to Israel than Donald Trump. But we had a long, strong talk, Bibi and I, and he understands it's time. It's time. History has shown. And the people of Israel want it. And the people of the Middle East want it. The people of enemies of Israel want it. But they don't have really too many enemies right now. And you know what?
Yeah. Most of them were wiped out by Israel. October 7th was obviously a tragedy, but it was also probably the biggest military miscalculation in the history of warfare. Israel got attacked on October 7th, and they proceeded to wipe out Hezbollah, wipe out 50% of the Houthis, wipe out basically Iran's military. People are unaware. All right, this was the biggest miscalculation in military history.
Many countries have gained great respect for Israel for the way they fight, for the job they do.
Hezbollah gone? Hezbollah was mega neutered to the point that Hezbollah is a terrorist organization in Lebanon, which is north of Israel. They blasted them so badly, the Lebanon people basically took out the rest of Hezbollah. So they're kind of broke. They're not really doing anything to the point that even when Iran is the major funder of the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas. So when Israel was fighting Iran said, Hezbollah is gonna fuck you guys up, and Hezbollah was like, no, actually we can't do anything. Which I will admit was very funny.
I had respect anyway, but they gained respect. History has shown us that those who have relations with Israel have thrived, while those who have devoted resources and attention toward the destruction and even annihilation of Israel have languished. They haven't done well. Israel is not going anywhere. They're going to coexist with other people and countries in the region, from Syria to Lebanon to Saudi Arabia. The promise of a new Middle East is so clearly within our reach. This is the closest we've ever come to real peace, not fake peace, not political fool's peace.
That'd be really nice.
If we can get this.
Not to quote the Bible, but there's something, those who bless you shall be blessed, those who curse you shall be cursed kind of vibe going on in Genesis. I don't know if any of you read the good book, but it's almost like God was right again. Kind of weird how that keeps happening.
This difficult problem solved, the opportunities for all within that vast region of this world. It's a vast region. It's unlimited. The Abraham Accords sure that all countries are better off when they communicate and work together and embrace new opportunities. I hope Jared and Steve and Susie and Marco and JD, we have great people.
JD!
I hope you guys are going to work very hard to get these other countries in, because now they have no excuse. There's no longer an excuse.
I don't think I've ever seen him say something like that. It's up to you guys to work hard to make sure that this happens. Like, I hope he's okay. I hope he doesn't die on us. For real. Like, he has aged a lot. Like, I've been following him politically for a decade now. Like, you know, he's aged. He really has. I really hope he's okay.
They were somewhere hesitant. And I tell you, the 4 countries that went in, I give them tremendous credit. And it's worked out incredibly well for them.
Abraham.
In the same spirit, I'm pleased.
By the way, one of the major reasons why the October 7th attack happened when it did was to stop the Abraham Accords. Because Qatar was going to likely enter the Abraham Accords. So they wanted to fucking torpedo that. That's why the war started. Because, again, the goal is the annihilation of the Jews. That's basically what Hamas said. I'm not really putting words in their mouth.
To report that earlier today, we took another important step toward greater understanding of the region. A short time ago, we had a historic phone call in the Oval Office with Prime Minister Tani, who's really a great person.
Don't know that guy.
So we had a great talk, and I was on the phone, and Bibi was talking. Prime Minister Al-Thani was...
Al-Thani. Oh, that's the Qatar guy.
Of Qatar was... they really had a heart-to-heart conversation. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, basically Trump forced Bibi to apologize to him for bombing the Hamas leaders on Qatar soil. Definitely the type of thing that that would happen if Israel secretly controlled America.
Conversation, I thought. It was productive. It was everything that you need to have something turn out to be successful. And I want to thank Bibi, and I want to thank the Prime Minister. It was fantastic. We agreed.
Not even exaggerating. There is some guy in my chat that is literally crying about January 6th. This is the level of retard we're dealing with.
To launch a formal trilateral mechanism between Israel, Qatar, and the United States to begin a dialogue to enhance mutual security, correct misperceptions, and avoid future misgivings. And I want to thank Qatar, its leadership, and the Emir. He's a fantastic person. I think, I'm going to be his public relations man because I know him differently than a lot of people know him. But he wants peace. He wants to see peace.
All right, let's see it.
And his people, and they really acknowledge the critical role that they've played as mediator. And again, we're not quite finished. We have to get Hamas, but I think they're going to be able to do that. So now
Please, Hamas, stop being fucking retarded. Stop killing your own people, please. Can you stop killing your own people, please?
It's time for Hamas to accept the terms of the plan that we've put forward today. And again, this is a different Hamas than we were dealing with because I guess over 20,000 have been killed. Their leadership has been killed 3 times over.
Yep.
So you're really dealing with different people than we've been dealing with over the last 4 years,
yep,
5 years. Everyone has done their part and come to the table in good faith.
They've come.
Arab and Muslim partners are fully prepared to step up and fulfill their commitments for the benefit of the people of Gaza and the entire region. They're willing to step up and do a lot. They really are. There are a lot of good people involved. Everybody who wants to see an end to the violence and destruction should be united in calling for Hamas to accept the extremely fair proposal so that we can end the war.
For the record, the extremely fair proposal is the trade of the 25 remaining living hostages for 150 Palestinian terrorists that Israel will be returning in exchange. But yes, I think realistically, everyone just wants the war to end, the people to come back, and Hamas to lose power. That's what we want, man.
And get us back our hostages right now and have everlasting peace. And I look forward to having relationships with everyone as
that'll be nice.
Chairman of the board. I'll be involved, and we'll have meetings with some very smart people that'll be working over there to make sure that we haven't just been wasting time with an agreement that doesn't get done. The task of building peace will not be easy. There are some of the hardest problems in the world to solve, and that's why it's been going on for so many centuries.
Yep.
but too many lives are at stake not to try, and this is more than a try. I mean, I think this is something that gets done when you have virtually every country, and these are powerful countries that have a lot of money, and the money can make things happen. A lot of countries try, and they don't have any money. These are very rich countries that can make things happen. So together we'll forge a much safer and more hopeful future for everybody.
Amen.
Including Israel.
We'll see what happens.
And I want to
72 hours. If they don't agree in 72 hours, ooh, it's bad news for them. Holy shit.
Prime Minister Netanyahu for his partnership.
I love how Prime Minister Netanyahu is standing there just silently the whole time next to Trump. Like, we're zoomed in on Trump now, but Netanyahu's just standing there, like, off to the left, just not doing anything.
I want to thank all of the leaders, the kings and the emirs and the presidents and prime ministers, people I mentioned.
Gaza Christian again. I actually agree. That would be great.
And they've been absolutely fantastic to work with, and it's just happened very quickly. It's happened from a couple of weeks before I had a couple of meetings, but a couple of weeks before we went to the United Nations, and we had some incredible meetings. It all came to place. It all took place, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. I don't have anybody that's saying we don't want anything to do with it. It's just the opposite. And I'll tell you, a year ago, I don't think we would have had this kind of participation, Mr. VP, right? I don't think we would have had. It's been amazing. The
VP,
participation was 100%.
48.
Everybody wants to be a part of it, and everybody is very strong.
And that is why we are delivering the governance of Gaza to the joint coalition of Ben Shapiro and Nick Fuentes. They will be in charge of all the decisions. Anything they agree. You know what? Honestly, I have a really hot take. We need to get Ben Shapiro and Nick Fuentes to unite, and anything they both agree on should immediately just happen. Like, should immediately beat Congress. Right? If they agree on something, Congress should not have the ability to stop it. I want a joint authoritarian dictatorship bilaterally controlled by Ben Shapiro and Nick Fuentes. Anything they agree on should immediately happen. No district court judge should ever have... Like, if they agree, then it's true. It's right. If they're on the same page, okay? If they're on the same page, then it needs to happen. That's my hot take. That's my hottest take of the day.
Countries, everybody wants it to work, so... Bibi, congratulations on this. I think this will be your crowning achievement, frankly. If this all works out, we think it will. It's going to be your crowning achievement.
And, we zoom out. All right, he was here.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
I totally forgot he was here. Oh, my God.
Please.
He's actually still here.
Thank you.
He knows better than to interrupt Trump, though. Let's be real. He knows way better than to interrupt Trump.
Mr. President, first I want to thank you for graciously hosting me once again in the White House.
Yep.
And second, I want to thank you for your friendship and for your leadership. From Jerusalem to Tehran, from the Golan Heights to Gaza, you've proven time and again what I've said many times. You are the greatest friend that Israel has ever had in the White House. And Mr. President, you and I both know it's not even close. While you focus at home on making America great again, your leadership abroad is changing the world for the better, ending wars and advancing peace. I believe that today we're taking a critical step towards both ending the war in Gaza and setting the stage for dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East. And I think beyond the Middle East, in very important Muslim countries.
Oh.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
That was the plan from day one. This could have happened on day one. Every single person that makes believe they fucking care about Palestinians is a liar, is a lying rat. This could have happened on day one, and it's all Hamas's fault that it didn't. Just to be clear.
We would not have achieved this turning point
so tired of people trying their best to take the moral high ground and just virtue signal. Right? The virtue signaling, I'm so fucking over it.
Without the courage and sacrifice of our incredibly brave soldiers.
True.
They fight like lions to defend the people of Israel, and they serve on the front line in the war between civilization and
barbarism.
Barbarism.
Bro, it's so funny how every single world leader basically repeats the same thing, like every single speech.
Mr. President.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now. Mr. Prime Minister Netanyahu, sir. Please don't mention the Holocaust. Please, please, I'm begging you. I am simply begging you. Please do not mention the Holocaust. It was a terrible thing that happened. My grandparents were Holocaust survivors. It was an unbelievable travesty. Please, Mr. Netanyahu, I am begging you with my whole heart. Please, do not mention the Holocaust, sir. Please don't do it.
When our two countries stand shoulder to shoulder, we achieve the impossible. Just a few months ago, in Operation Rising Lion and Operation Midnight Hammer,
Midnight Hammer,
we struck a decisive blow against...
I love how, like, the Israeli code names for wars and stuff are all based on, like, Bible passages, you know? Rising Lion comes from, like, a Bible verse, right? So they all, every single one, they all come from Bible verses. All of the Israeli weapons, you know, Iron Dome comes from the, you know, the verse in Psalms about how God puts a dome of iron around you, you know? Like, David's sling, like the missile defense system, literally it comes from that. Every single one of them basically comes from like different phrases in the Bible. And then Trump is like, we're gonna hit them like a hammer at midnight. It's like, what? And you know what? It works too. You know what? I'm just saying, it works too.
It's Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile program. Your bold decision to send those B-2s made the region safer.
True.
And the world safer.
True. And, by the way, I'm sorry to do this again, but I have to name and shame every single fucking retard, from Tucker Carlson to Candace Owens, all right, to Dave Smith. Now, again, I don't actually hate any of these people. To Dave, every single one of them that said we are going to a ground war, ground invasion of Iran, losing thousands of Americans. You are all retarded. Just wanted to say that.
Now, under your leadership, we're taking the next step to win the war and expand the peace. Your plan is consistent with the 5 principles my government set for the end of the war and the day after Hamas. Everybody asks, what is your plan for the day after Hamas? Here's our plan.
All right, what's the plan?
Pass it in the cabinet. All our hostages, both those who are alive and those who died, all of them will return home immediately. Hamas will be disarmed.
There is no reason why Israel should capitulate and not want their people back. For the record, there is no reason. And every single pro-Palestine guy can never explain why Israel should willingly back down and let them continue to torture their people. There is no explanation to this. They should surrender and give them back. And if they don't, then they are causing the destruction on their own city.
Gaza will be demilitarized.
Yeah.
Israel will retain security responsibility, including a security perimeter for the foreseeable future. And lastly, Gaza will have a peaceful civilian administration that is run neither by Hamas nor by the Palestinian Authority.
Run by Trump! No, Trump run Gaza. How are we doing this? Oh my God.
If Hamas agrees to your plan, Mr. President, the first step will be a modest withdrawal, followed by the release of all our hostages within 72 hours. The next step will be the establishment of an international body charged with fully disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza. I appreciate your willingness to lead the body, Mr. President.
Oh my God, I can't believe it, bro.
I really appreciate it because you have a lot of things to do, and this is important.
Yeah, no shit.
And it reflects the confidence that this will give.
They're gonna give this job to Marco Rubio for sure. I think like Marco Rubio doesn't have enough jobs.
Everyone, that things will be followed up on all the commitments made. The fact that you're taking this on, I think helps a lot to make sure that everything flows in the direction that we want.
Yeah, because it turns out the whole world is terrified of Trump. Which is a great thing. It's a great thing. All right? Hot take, it's good.
Now, if this international body
They
succeeds,
should make a U.S. military base in Gaza, honestly. They absolutely should. There's no reason why not to. It'll be it'll be a no man's land for a U.S. military base. It's perfect.
we will have permanently ended the war. Israel will conduct further withdrawals linked to the extent of disarmament and demilitarization, but will remain in the security perimeter for the foreseeable future. I think we should understand that we're giving everybody a chance to have this done peacefully, something that will achieve all our war objectives without any further bloodshed. But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way, but it will be done. We prefer...
This is what we call fuck around, find out, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we call, you started a war, you're gonna lose. Dude, Hamas, please fucking take the peace deal, alright? Come on, do it, you fucking pussies.
The easy way, but it has to be done.
It has to be
all
done.
These goals
they have to get their people back. There's no reason why they should just surrender their people. Like, there is no reason why they should.
Must be achieved because we didn't fight this horrible fight, sacrifice the finest of our young men to have Hamas stay in Gaza and threaten us again and again and again with these horrific massacres. Mr. President, I was encouraged by your clear statement at the UN against the recognition of a Palestinian state. That would be an outcome that, after October 7th, would reward terrorists, undermine security, and endanger Israel's very existence. As for the Palestinian Authority, I appreciate your firm position that the PA could have no role whatsoever in Gaza without undergoing a radical and genuine transformation. In your 2020 peace plan, which you mentioned just now, you made clear what that transformation requires. It's not lip service. It's not checking a box. It's a fundamental, genuine, and enduring transformation. And that means ending pay to slay, changing the poisonous textbooks that teach hatred to Jews, to Palestinian children.
That's a thing,
stopping incitement.
By the way, that is a real thing. They do simulations in class with like 5-year-old kids where they get like toy guns and they shoot Jewish mannequins. You know, like it's actually kind of fucking crazy over there.
In the media, ending lawfare against Israel at the ICC, the ICJ, recognizing the Jewish state, and many, many other reforms. It won't come as a surprise to you that the vast majority of Israelis have no faith that the PA Leopard will change its spots.
Oh, shit.
But rather than wait for this miraculous transformation, your plan provides a practical and realistic path forward for Gaza in the coming years, in which Gaza will be administered neither by Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority,
but by Trump,
but by those committed to a genuine peace with Israel.
Oh my God, all right.
I think this can be not only a new beginning for...
I'm just saying, this Nick Fuentes-Ben Shapiro alliance is definitely an underrated genius. Because, you see, the beauty is they hate each other. So, obviously, if they agree on something, it's probably true. I really think this is a good idea. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Gaza. I think it can be a new beginning.
I would support a Ben Shapiro presidency with Nick Fuentes as vice president. I am just saying, I would... Actually, I would not support. I would actually not really love that very much. But I feel like they could be co-presidents. We could do this. We could do like a co-presidency. That would be awesome. I am cooking.
Beginning for the entire region.
It's balanced.
Under your leadership.
They'll agree. If they agree on something, it's gotta be right. If they agree on something, it's facts.
We can re-energize. Well, I've got to contribute my own. We can re-energize the Abraham Accords. That's what it's called in the original Hebrew. Abraham. Abraham is fine. Abraham, however you want to call it.
Trump invented his own pronunciation there.
Under your leadership, Mr. President, we can re-energize the Abraham Accords that we forged 5 years ago. We can expand them to many more Arab and Muslim nations that choose moderation over extremism. I think there's an opportunity here. It's not going to be easy. It's tough going. But I think if we succeed, you're absolutely right. We're going to open possibilities that nobody even dreamed of. But I think we dream of them.
All right.
As you've told me, Mr. President, and you've told the world many, many times, you said, remember October 7th. Remember October 7th. And we do. We will never forget the horrors of October 7th. And we will do whatever is necessary to make sure they don't happen again. Since October 7th, Israel's enemies have learned a hard truth. Those who attack us pay a heavy price.
Yeah, true.
But those who partner with us advance progress and security for their peoples. President Trump just said it. It's also in the Bible. It says, those who will bless you will be blessed, and those who will curse you will be cursed. And that's actually what is happening. We want the blessings. I think we've done a lot in the past 2 years to end the curse. We're not finished, but we've done a lot. And we've done a lot together to end the curse. I want to thank your entire team for their efforts to get to this point. I especially want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for their indefatigable work to bring Israel and Arab states in the region closer together. I am deeply grateful to both of them for their work. We had a phone call today just to make it clear. I said to the Prime Minister of Qatar, Israel was targeting terrorists, wasn't targeting Qatar. And of course, we regretted the loss of the Qatari citizen. Wasn't our target.
Yep. Trump forced him to call and apologize. Dude, look at Trump. Trump was not looking at him the entire time, and now he's just... I told you to apologize to that man, and you will apologize publicly. All right? Qatar, we're like sort of allies. We're sort of buddies now. We don't really like each other, to be honest. It's a little bit ugly. They're funding the leftoid retard shit in our country, but we're making believe we're friends. So you have to apologize publicly, okay? All right? Please do it. I understand you killed some Hamas guys in Qatar. Pretty based. We support it. But you have to apologize, okay?
And I very much appreciate President Trump's proposal to have a trilateral body.
Trilateral?
I'm
just saying. The ultimate triumvirate. Marco Rubio, Ben Shapiro, and Nick Fuentes. I feel like we could do this. I feel like this would actually be great. My entire chat thinks this is not a good idea. I think you're all wrong. I'm willing to go against the grain here and say that a Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes alliance would be an underrated, genius stratagem. It would be incredible. It would be too powerful. Because anything they agree on would be life-changing. I'm just saying.
United States, Israel, and Qatar to work out respective grievances. There are quite a few. But if we could try to mitigate them or put it on a different footing, I think that'll be good for everyone. Above all the people, the fine team, the many helpers who've done this, I want to thank you, Mr. President. History has already shown that under your leadership, Israel and America can change the face of the Middle East. And today I'm hopeful that your plan to end the war in Gaza will do so again and do so soon. It will free our hostages, end Hamas's tyranny in Gaza, and enable a more secure and prosperous future for the peoples of our region. Thank you, Mr. President. May God bless America. May God bless Israel. May God bless the indispensable alliance between our countries. And may I add, in Hebrew, G'mal Chatima Tova, may we all be inscribed in the book of life. Yeah. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you very much, baby.
All right, let's hope for peace, man. Come on, Hamas, stop being pussies.
So I think while we wait for these documents to be signed and get everybody...
Guys, he didn't mention the Holocaust. This is a miracle. This is the first time I've ever seen Netanyahu speak and not mention the Holocaust.
In line, I think it maybe is not really appropriate to take questions. I'm meeting with, as you know, a couple of Democrats in a little while about the country, about keeping our country open.
All right, back to America. Back to America. Let's arrest Antifa, please. Thank you. I really like this whole pushing back against the war to wipe out Western civilization. Honestly, I think this is actually a really good thing. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed. I definitely did. Every time Trump speaks, it's entertainment. What can I say? He's an entertaining fellow. Less teleprompters, the better. Please don't give him teleprompters in the future. Personally, I am hoping for peace. I really am hoping for peace. Do I think it'll happen? I think it's possible. I think it's also very likely that it doesn't happen. But all in all, I'm really hoping, realistically, with the help of God, we could, with the most minimal amount of innocent people dying, move forward to a new, beautiful world. Deus vult. God wills it. Pray for peace. And also, I'm sorry, but fuck bad guys. I don't like them, all right? I know, listen, some people think you should forgive bad guys. I personally don't like them. That's my hot take. Fuck them. And to all the people that are, all the Free Palestine people that are mad about this, we know you're virtue signaling retards. All right, we'll call it there. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.